Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, we are going back to the discussion of FixMSF. What's my thoughts? Where's it at? Let's check out the Reddit post. I'll talk about some of the concepts I've been seeing since then. Just hit a couple of items. I want to share with you guys, the positions that I was involved with that group. Also, some of the things that I currently believe, things that I look for. With anything like this, and we wrote this in the post, you're going to have a wide variety of viewpoints. Anytime you've got more than 5 people involved in a room making a decision, it gets complicated. You add, a group of people, the upwards of 15,000 on top of that voice their opinion as well, and you're gonna get again a wide gamut of people just saying different things. So personally, I'm very happy with how FixMSF has impacted the game. I'm happy with what I mean by that is, well, let me step that back. One part is I'm happy with the current impact. What I want is more though. So let me make that real clear. I don't think enough has been done. Me personally, I think we need some more in the game to make it what I believe it needs to be in, to a point where we aren't losing our alliance members nonstop. So anyway, I'll get to all that, but I did want to kind of drop that nugget here at the start. There's a lot to talk about. I want to go through the post. There's another item I want to hit on, and then just talk about some of my general concepts on this thing. Been a big part of this thing. I've supported these guys from the beginning, then came intimately involved with them. In a point to make sure that we tried to talk with as many people as we could, talk with Fox next, get changes that we could, and also, in my mind, more importantly, be able to hopefully positively affect this game as much as we can going forward. And that to me was really, really important. So anyway, let's go check this out. Let's talk about it right after this little intro from Bring Me WolverThor.
Bring me WolverThor!
Alright, so first things first, let's just straight up read the Reddit post, or let's go through it, as fast or as quick or as slow as I can. It's important for me to go through this, and I'll probably hit on some points as I go through this. Again, I was very intimately involved with this, in the writing of this, the constructing of this. You try to get anybody, more than 3 people working on something, and it does tend to get tough depending on different viewpoints, but let's just read it. So Shusky posted this about 22 hours ago. Looks like 258 upvotes. A FixMSF update as of yesterday, March 10th of the year 2020. Greetings, hashtag FixMSF. Our movement began with much of the community was upset with the lack of progression and content that were built into FoxNext's game plan for MSF. It began with a single open letter that has since become our manifesto. Let's review some of the points and see where we stand in a little over a month's time. And this whole section here is really just talking about the different points from the letter and the current updates from it. Orange gear has been added to farmable nodes. The raid store and overall access seems improved. Red stars are still in a troubled state. 100% still in a troubled state. Yet seem to be moving in a better direction. Fingers crossed, again, talk, but we'll see. Some of this is in the works, but the proposed flattening of the curve, the addition of the daily promotion credits, the 1 per day, which personally I'd like way more on. 1 a year is, I don't like, but I'm hoping that the overall economy that they're doing with, maybe raids, maybe the flash events, all of these things are going to tie together to actually make that better. So I'm willing to be optimistic there now, but I do have some cause for concern or pause for concern until that happens. The bump to 15% for the new unit rates was a positive change. I do agree with that. It's nice to get more of a guarantee of that character. There is hope that the recent changes to the DD3 rewards mean a new targeted progression system will be in place in the future. And that's specific to that Valiant Orb, where it was, a list of 24, and now they're going to give you the promo credits. There was some debate. There is some debate on what people like more here. Personally, for me, I like being able to be targeted. Yes, you have to be able to get to 5 red stars first. I get that, but I am still to the point where I would have straight up been pissed if I would have pulled Rescue out of this orb. And I know that's the one everyone goes to. But man, if you haven't watched any of my Node 3 videos, go watch them. I get so frustrated. That thing is infuriating. It's infuriating of how difficult it is. And there's no strategy to it. It's just go pound your head against the wall until it bleeds too much where you're just like, you know what, I'm done. I'll do this again tomorrow. And you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And to do all of that to get something that you can't pick or really want, oh. So anyway, I personally am happy with that. I get the frustration on the other end, but I'll take less RNG over RNG any day of the week. New content has been added from the Dark Dimension Edition to the challenges and campaign missions. Obviously, we got villains coming soon, so that's kind of nice. I still hope this Delta raid's coming. I was disappointed not to see Red Skull there, and they're going to Blitz. Speaking of Red Skull, character release cadence seems like they're seeing a move towards balance, with Ironheart being pushed back so the development team and community can focus on Red Skull. We have new farmable units being added to the game, and we'll address the Sith issues addressed below. For this one, I was happy they just didn't dump Ironheart and Red Skull out. They could have done that, and it would have been frustrating. Now on the flip end, you know, some of my counter, but now I'm stuck with a power armor team that's got more RNG than they did before in War because of the speed boost to War Machine. I get it. For me personally, you know, I'm not really looking to build up a much more characters. I'm actually not even building up my Hydra right now. I don't have the resources. I think I have 1 or 2 million gold max. Now that the milestones are over, maybe, or the symbiote ones are over, I'm probably going to sit on that until he comes back. Speaking of gold, overall, this remains a large area of concern compared to other advancements. Gold orbs have been slightly improved, and the Gold Blitz last week was a welcome addition, one that we hope becomes a regular feature right away. I clearly beat this gold drum to death as much as I can, and I'm going to continue to beat it. It is my biggest sore spot in this game. You do not get enough gold in this game. I don't care what anybody says. Until I see actual data that shows me what you get in the game versus what we get in the game as far as characters, and you get a net positive to be able to build up the backlog and characters for something less than 9 years or less than 24 years, it's not a good metric. This game is not going to be around for 9 years. I'm sorry, it's not. You know, FoxNext can do it. I will gladly eat crow on it. Gladly. But I would bet a good dollar that this game's not going to be around for 9 years. So I don't want to sit here and talk about how it's going to take me 9 years to build up the backlog of characters. And if someone says, oh, well, you don't need to build up everyone, what about when we get to level 80, 85, 90, and I still need to use these characters somewhere? Do I just leave them in my shed to never be used again? It's not a good argument. So give me gold, show me how it's going to work. You've made things cost more in the game. You've added more characters. That means you've got to backfill the economy. T4 ability mats has been somewhat addressed via new challenges and following Ant-Man and Wasp event to come back, allowing Ant-Man and Wasp event to come back. Added the phrase, please do that, FoxNext. You know, they said a one-time thing, but why? Just reoccur it. It's an event. Just do it. You know, let us do it like it's a Flash event. That'd be great. You know, you get 250, once or twice or even 3 times. I mean, you're bottlenecked by gold anyway, you know? So anyway, I'd love to see that. There is much that could be done here, especially in terms of revisiting the leaderboards. That's a whole giant discussion in itself. We have hope that with the raid difficulty dial, the raids will feel more rewarding and the remaining bottlenecks will feel less cumbersome. Again, that's hopeful. We don't know when that raid difficulty dial is going to be here. It's probably not going to be till May or June, given the fact that we're still working through these Red Star issues, and that's hopeful for mid to late April. So yeah, that to me is a ways out. Finally, the unprecedented amount of communication from FoxNext and the renewed commitment to address the community's concerns has been a tremendous step in the right direction. While we have had some truly excellent official statements via blog posts, even more encouraging has been the communication we've had with various FoxNext representatives. So, and I can speak to this on a multiple set of levels. Obviously, you can see the blogs, you can see the posts in Reddit, you can see some of their interaction on Discord. It's improved. The key is it needs to stay at that level. It needs to continue to improve. We need to continue to see this. Something that I just saw where, I posted 2 bugs in Dark Dimension 3. One was the America Chavez bug, where when she drops, she heals the brawlers that are down there. This dynamic is not just limited to her. Any toon, Rhino, who drops down and has an HP boost in their passive, gives the toons that are already present that would normally get that boost additional health. FoxNext has seen that. They've responded to me and said specifically, it is not working as intended. Okay, so they're seeing these things to respond to it. And on top of that, the Black Panther bug in Dark Dimension 3, where if he kills a single person, or rather, if he hits someone, gets an assist from a Miss Marvel that kills that person, he gets 200% speed bar increase as opposed to 100. They immediately acknowledged right after I sent them the video on it and said, that's a bug, we're gonna fix it next client. This is something that, and look, I'm not saying this is me. What I'm saying is this is the FixMSF group. This is the FixMSF community coming together and voicing as one, saying, hey, we want to be heard here. And what I'm speaking to with what I did with these guys is their reaction to hearing from that group and the player base saying, you know what, there's some problems here we have to address, versus just saying, middle finger, we'll get to it when we get to it, which is some of the things we've gotten. So I want to address that and say, like, that is a positive thing, getting punched in the face less harder, something to be excited about. No. And I'm not sitting here and telling you to be happy, be excited for what you've got. I'm saying it's a move in the right direction. It gives you hope for that this relationship could work. Some more of what we got here. Some people are happy with what has changed and some are not and want more. And some of the points I want you guys to, and this is not the verdict, I want you guys to be very attentive to some of the points in here because they were written for very specific reasons to try to address the wide range of thoughts here. We are a movement that tries to encompass a wide spectrum of players, and trying to advocate disparate views like the above can create challenges. During this time, we have had great conversations with many players and folks inside of FoxNext that leave us encouraged about the future. For some time now, within FixMSF, we've been discussing what are the potential and appropriate future steps we could take. We discuss these in order to be prepared and think through our options the best we can. Then there are times when things come to light that become a catalyst for clear paths towards change and transition. So what this is alluding to is FixMSF, we've been talking with the players who are in there internally with content creators. Hey, what about this? What if they do this? What if this happens? Where are you at with, if, in your position here? Where are you at with your position here? How would you feel if this type of thing happened? If they do this, how would we react to it? Those type of conversations, to be as proactive as we can to think through things, because one of the things that FixMSF is about, we're not trying to destroy FoxNext. We want FoxNext to succeed. The reason we want them to succeed is because we love the game. We love the community involved in the game. Bash, that's for you, Krondo and Pastrami. That's the foundation of this game, outside of the Marvel IP, which brought us all together. So we really want to see this game succeed. Okay, so this is not about lighting the world on fire, and that's a really important aspect. So when certain things change, it's like, what can we do to help continue to improve this game? One of the things, and there are many tools, many tools that FixMSF and all of us as players can use to try to improve this game. Some of them are effective, some of them aren't, some of them take a giant coalition of players, some you can do individually. And we'll touch on some of these. But anyway, what are the catalysts that sometimes bring up the potential shift and change? One of these type of catalysts, and I'm back to reading the post here. One of these type of catalysts is a solidification of the relationships built with FoxNext in hopes that we continue to influence positive change in the future. Another is the recent financial and before I get to that, and that's, I hit on that a little bit. This is about making the game better as best we can. Because if you're sitting here talking about like, FixMSF sucks, why are you even doing anything? Then I question what you're doing in the community at all. If you don't want this game to be better, then why are you here? Like, don't you want all of these things to be better? I do. I'm sure all of your alliance mates do. If you're happy with the game, then great. That's fine. I don't want you to feel different. Feel how you're going to feel. I'm not here to convince you. I want you to be who you are, be happy with what you are. I'm not about that. I'm all about just do you. But there was such a large coalition of people who didn't feel that way. And me personally, I didn't feel that way. The alliance turnover that I saw, it was like something needs to change. I want to keep playing this game. I want to keep playing this game with my friends. What can we do? All right. So anyway, back to the Reddit letter. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of tangents on this thing. I clearly feel passionately about this stuff. Another is the recent financial data from February. We would be foolish not to address and discuss this data. While the website does say estimate, that website is known to be used by developers for accurate info to give companies a good idea of how they are doing. So while the information might not be exact, it is close. FixMSF absolutely believes we impacted the bottom line financials, and the company is clearly doing well financially, and that's said based on that report, obviously. The real nugget that really stands out to us, though, and this is the important part, is the fact that Foxnext is listening and communicating with us for reasons outside of just a boycott. And FixMSF was never just about a boycott. It always has been and always will be so much more than that. Add to this that while FixMSF promoted a no-shame policy towards those who spent, there was still conflict with player base on this topic. And creating player conflict is contrary to what we are trying to do here. We want to be as united a front as possible. I want to stay on this paragraph for a little bit. There's so many things in this to be digested that it's like, I don't even know where to start. So one of the things I want to start is the last few sentences. This no shame and the community at odds with each other. There are so many different levels of things that I've seen. And look, I get that it's the internet and you never know if someone's just trolling to just piss people off because they want to see the world burn and just piss everyone off and just laugh about it in their room or their den or whatever, which frankly, I don't want to be associated with those people. There's so much negativity in this world. Don't need it. I don't need it. I want to go to work. I want to come home. I want to be with my family. I want to be with my kids. I want to smile. I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. I don't want stress. I don't need negativity. People who want to stir up negativity, good for you. I don't know why you want to do that. There's something inside you that drives that. I'm not here to change that. That is who you are, but I am here to do what I think is right and what I want. And for me personally, I agreed with this aspect of FixMSF, where it was like, we don't want to continue to fuel that negativity. And a big part of that was people saying, you know, why are you telling me not to spend? I should be able to do what I want. Why are you going free to play? And it's just like, you see all these fights of, you know, you suck as a free to play. You're not free to play. Or, who cares? Who cares? Like, why does it matter if somebody spends or doesn't spend? If they want to spend, that's up to them. As long as you're not hurting somebody else by spending your money, spend on whatever you want. You know, like, who cares? You're spending on a mobile game. If you have the means for that, great. Now, on this topic, I do want to address that for me personally, I do get concerned about addiction, especially in this game. There are gacha dynamics. There are things, if you've ever noticed, those orbs, when they first open, notice what color they are. They're yellow. What do our brains naturally think when they see that yellow? Oh my God, I got it. So you get a quick endorphin rush. You might not realize it, but you do. And then subconsciously, you're always wanting to open those. Okay? And then when you get the second yellow one, if it drops, it's like, you know, it's like orgasmic. Oh my gosh, look what I got. So when you have those type of dynamics in the game, and you've got this built-in competition where, you know, it's somewhat human nature to want to be better than everyone else, to want to be number one, we start fighting with each other to be number one and do everything it takes. So you have these gacha aspects combined with these I want to be first and beat somebody and be on the top of the list dynamics, and it creates this, I don't even know what to call it, but it's like this sphere of that you can't get out of, wanting to continue to buy just to make sure that you're on top. You want to spend $50 a day, $50 a week, $50 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month on a mobile game. And a lot of it is because your fear of missing out, your fear that you're not going to be on number one. Now, I like this game. I want to continue to play. I have sometimes worried about that for myself. I'm like, am I addicted to this? Do I have to buy these things? You know, am I justifying some of this for myself? I don't know. So this concept of the boycott and the spending And for me personally, not FixMSF, but the addiction aspects behind it, you know, it troubles me personally, you know. And so I'm seeing these things and I'm going, man, this is a point of tension. This movement is not about that. This movement is about making the game better, making a place for all of us to come together and feel good about the game and continue to play with our friends so they don't leave. So when you're thinking about that aspect, and then this website comes out and says, you know, they had a great month. And I saw all the arguments about this is an estimate, this is BS, based on the information I've been given. And I can't, you know, look, I don't, it's like the, you know, if you go into the United States political realm and news realm right now, what are you meant to believe? You know, I mean, you will, person over here says this, person over here says the opposite, and you're led to believe both, depending on who you're talking to, both are absolutely true. I hate that aspect. Can't we just be what is true? Truth is truth. Let's not spin anything different. So I'm led to believe this website is accurate. And you go, huh? So if we're boycotting, they still do well, and they're still listening to us, do we need to have this sense, this boycott, this sense of tension within the community and still get what we want to achieve? What we want to achieve is FoxNext listening to us, trying to make that game better. So if you can remove the tension part, let people do what they want to do, not cause the conflict there, and still get or attempt to get or get some attention towards what you want to get in the game, wouldn't you want to do that? I did. I was for it. I'm like, hey, let's stop. Let's put out this fire if we don't need to it because it's burning people. If we can still achieve the end goal we need to. To me, it was pretty simple. You know, and obviously as soon as this happens, you get more people going, you know, it's unacceptable. This doesn't work. And I'm like, it's clearly a hot topic. I think hopefully I'll sizzle out a little bit. And the part that I think is really important too is, and it says it in here, this was never just about a boycott. And there are so many more things that could be done here. It was about improving the game, trying to get things better for us. In my opinion, the two biggest guns in the holster, no login day and a review bomb, weren't even used. Talked about, discussed, but weren't used. More of a media blitz. Kind of touched on it a little bit, but not too much. Those things, game developers don't want that, and we didn't have to use them. We still could. If we decide as a group that, look, this is going back in the wrong direction again, and that group starts to form up again, starts riling things up, guess what's going to happen? I know the first thing I'll be pushing for, review bomb. Non-stop review bombs. 2,000 this day, 5,000 that day. Whoever wants to do it, review bomb. Do it for a week straight. Just log in a new account, make a new review bomb. Do it non-stop. Could FoxNext continue to hire bots or farm and get positive reviews? They could, but that's more overhead they have to use. Do they want to be doing that? No, they don't. They've got to combat that. It hurts them in their Play stores, their iOS stores. They want to be at the top so that people see that, so they download the game. Because let's be real, part of the money that they probably got in this financial data could have been new players, because they did do a huge media blitz during this. And they were trying to get new players, and I'm sure some of those new players spent. They probably got sucked in like many of us did. The Tadano Mac effect, who knows how much he spent? Who knows how much people spent that wanted to try to catch up to him? You know, there are aspects of who wasn't on Discord who didn't know about FixMSF. The international community. It's endless. There's so many different things. So when you have this aspect that is this potential conflict within the community group, aspect that you don't necessarily need to still achieve your end goal, or at least push towards your end goal, you got to think about putting that part out and try to get in people more uniform. So I agreed with that. It was a tough decision for me to come to, but after seeing all these different things, all these different catalysts kind of come together, I was like, you know what? Okay, yeah, let's transition and push towards a bit of a more positive atmosphere that we can maybe work together and continue to influence the positive aspect of this game. All right, so I know I'm being super long-winded, guys, here. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. I'm passionate about this game. I'm passionate about this movement. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. If I've lost you already, you're probably not even listening anyway. But if you're still here, I appreciate it. I'm going to continue to go on. Given all the above, FixMSF is going to move away from the full-scale boycott and work to transition #FixMSF into something that they continue to try and improve the player's gaming experience, and also work with FoxNext as confidants instead of adversaries. However, we will continue to hold on to our ability to review bomb and even suggest a no login day if we see player frustration levels boil over, where we are constantly backfilling our alliances due to our friends quitting the game. Reviews and continued logins are the sort of mechanics that are very important to game developers. Already touched on it, I'm not going to say more about that. FixMSF might not always have things to say, we might not always have the updates, but we will be here for as long as we are playing this game. This has become a community welcoming of all player styles and spending philosophies. We have developed a nice home base to discuss issues, and we continue to welcome folks in our chat to Discord. We hope to be playing for many years if the game is a worthwhile time investment and the future Marvel games on the horizon do not pull from the MSF player base, which is a realistic possibility given the player frustrations. Again, please come talk on the Discord. If you're going to be there to troll, I know that I'm going to start saying people like, look, if people are just trolling or flaming and being rude, get them out. We don't need it. Let's have a good dialogue. Let's discuss and debate the issues. Let's talk about what we want. But if you're name calling, if you're just getting there to rile people up, if you're just posting memes that are meant to like rile others and get them upset, don't need it. I'm gonna tell them, get that person out of here. We don't need that. You know, there's plenty of other Discords out there where they love doing that stuff. You can go there and you guys can flame all you want. To me personally, I'm here to try to improve the game the best that I can. And then the other aspect of this is this movement is really giving FoxNext an opportunity that I don't think a lot of other games would get. And that's, we're concerned as players that the game is going to have issues soon, meaning we're all going to leave. So here's your warning, so to speak. Take it, do what you want with it, but understand that there are these other games coming out. The frustration levels are boiling. If you don't fix these, we're going to go. So we want to stay, but if you don't fix it, we're going to go. So up to you. Your decision. Do what you want, but here's your warning, so to speak. Don't say I didn't tell you so. So anyway, that's kind of where that part for me kind of hits home. We all know there's still much to be done. Again, there is much to be done. I saw people like, oh, it's over, you're giving up. No. Like, there's so many, and that's some of the comments I said. Clearly, people didn't read this post completely. And yeah, I know it was long. I mean, this video's long. I don't know how much I'll cut out of it, but at this point, I've been recording for about 30 minutes. There is so much more to do. Don't miss out on so many of these points. And if you're still listening, thank you. This stuff is important, and it's probably important to you if you're still listening. We will continue to provide valuable feedback about in-game bugs, exploits, overall community sentiment, and focus on the community and the game we love. We hope you stay here while we reform and refocus. Our immediate ask is to keep using #FixMSF in our alliance names, and to make sure that it's very clear to the players and to FoxNext that more work is needed. Again, more work is needed. That is understood. It's no giving up. This is continuing to be discussed, pushed. I'm pushing even more with FoxNext as much as I can. Hey, what about this? What about this? Look at this. Can we get this fixed? And again, I'm seeing responses, more so than what I had seen in the past, which makes me feel good. Not great, but makes me feel good that it's, hopefully turning the Titanic to a different direction. We'll see. All right, so this is the part we would also be amiss to not address the Sif situation. Sif to the War Store is great when focusing on getting her truly farmable. The problematic aspects are the ramifications from that move. War Store up to this point has primarily been used to farm gear, especially orange gear required for DD3, with limited war currency. At this time, FoxNext makes players choose between Dark Dimension 3 and Sif/Black Bolt. If you choose to go for Sif, this also increases demand on your gold, since buying the mini uniques in the general store are the only way to slowly progress in terms of that gear. In the midst of all the resurgence of the selling discussion, go see my video over there on that. Go see Chewburger's video on that. Go see all the discussions and frustrations on shelling. Anyway, in the midst of all the resurgence of the shelling discussion, by putting Sif in the War Store, FoxNext has encouraged the strategy even more. If you want Sif, and since 5 shards of her is expensive, you need a lot of war credits.
War credits are reliably easy to get by shelling and manipulating your matchmaking to go 6-0. So now, shelling not only is attractive due to T4s, but also due to war credits. Fox next eased up one bottleneck by making farmable as Guardians, but created new ones, increased demand for gold/war credits, and encouraged shelling even further. Let us be clear. Sif to the War Store is a fine solution for allowing her to be farmable, but what's unacceptable is the lack of care given to the ramifications of the decision. Doing this along with de-incentivizing shelling in some way or by increasing the flow in gold in some way would have been a much better strategy. Couldn't say it better myself. I was frustrated when I saw this. I was like, look, she's got to go somewhere. I get it, but really, the War Store? I'm like, we just had a Graviton there a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was. Now we're adding another one. Like, man, all right. I mean, I don't know where you would have put her. I understand 2 Asgardians. No, I don't think we have an Asgardian. To me, I was hoping for Blitz. I know that's a tight currency too, but that to me is more digestible. Anyway, last one here. Ultimately, the onus on Fox next to change as a new generation of Marvel games are on the horizon. We want to remain a part of that change and see MSF become the best game it can be. We hope you will continue joining us as we move forward. That's the end of the Reddit post. I went on tangents for a while here. I don't know what else to say. I'm personally I'm a bit frustrated sometimes when I see just negativity in the world in general. I know it's the internet, but man, I just wish people would be kinder to each other. I know that's probably comes off as preachy. I don't mean to. It's just what I hope. I don't know if I've softened by having kids. You know, I've got a daughter and a son. You know, I remember when I was younger, I'm sure I was an a-hole to people, and you know, not intentionally necessarily, but you know, I could see myself just kind of poking the bear, and it's like, I don't know. I hope that people move away from that. I hope we move away from that as a society, as a world. All the world needs is love. You know, like, God, I wish there was more love out there. Anyway, I'm being sappy. So for me personally, where I'm at, I still want more. I still want more in the game. I still want more of these things fixed. You know, could I have continued boycotting? Yeah. Am I continuing to boycott personally? Probably. You know, I've broken that, you know, potential addiction, that fear of missing out. Other times I'm like, man, I'd like to buy Blob. Do I want to buy Red Skull? Yeah, it'd be nice to have him, but I'm only going to get him at 4 or 5 stars anyway. And I have all this, I can't build up Hydra because I don't have resources. My Brotherhood team's already pretty good. I don't know. I mean, Black Order's potentially coming. Do I want to spend there? I don't know. I don't want to spend $700 on a team. You know, I just don't. So, I don't know. I mean, I want to see things change before I'm really, dropping money on this game again. I've had a nice streak of not spending. I'm happy with it. And these other games are coming. Future Revolution, and then Realm of Champions by great mobile game developers. I 100% plan on checking into those. I've started playing Marvel Contest of Champions to check that out. Super casual, just for fun. I don't even necessarily play every day, but I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see, what else is out there. I want to keep playing this game. I hope Fox Next continues to fix things. I hope that come April that the Red Stars we're all happy with. I hope that the Flash event with the Wakandans, they're going to allow us enough tokens to get to the 7-star event. I've specifically told that on a conversation call with Fox Next. Please do that. Please talk about that. That will help a lot so we don't have to wait till November to get the 7 stars, because I'm sure that you're not even going to get enough resources in the 7-star one when you do it. So to wait 6-7 months to even get to that point, it's going to be like, it doesn't feel like you did anything. So it'd be good to start right away. So anyway, again, this is the longest tangent soapbox thing that I think I've done since I've become a content creator and started doing YouTube videos. But I thought it was an important time to talk about it. I'm going to continue to be a part of this FixMSF movement community, talking with people, listening. Please be tolerant of people. Don't come and troll. If you want to, please go troll on other Discords. All we want to try to do is do what we can to make the game better for everybody so that we enjoy our time together. We have fun with our friends. So anyway, that's all I got. Appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic day.